there, young explorers! Welcome back to our channel. I'm Larry the Library Gnome, and today we have an extraordinary adventure waiting for us. We're going to dive into the magical world of one of the coolest birds on the planet, the magnificent sandhill crane. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a sandhill crane? Well, buckle up, because these birds are incredible. Sandhill cranes stand tall and proud, measuring about 4 to 5 feet in height. Can you imagine that? They have long necks, long legs, and big, beautiful wings that span nearly 7 feet. That's longer than most of you. And their feathers? They are a striking combination of grey and brown, making them blend in perfectly with their natural habitat. These feathered friends live in marshes, wetlands, and grasslands all over North America. That's right. You can find them in the United States and Canada, but they also travel all the way down to Mexico during the winter months. Just like a big family vacation. Isn't that amazing? The San Luis Valley is a favorite spot for sandhill cranes to pop in and rest while they're migrating. They often gather at the Monte Vista Wildlife Refuge, which is about a 22-minute drive from Alamosa. These cranes are so beloved that the town of Monte Vista hosts an annual festival in March just for them. If you've ever been to our library, you've probably been greeted by the amazing crane statue by our front doors. Sometimes we like to decorate them for special occasions, like holidays or parties. I often wonder if they ever come alive when we're not looking at them, like the crane statue in this book, The Boy in the Garden, written and illustrated by Alan Say. On the 3rd day of January, father and son went to wish Mr. Ozu a happy new year. "We are in a very famous garden," said father, "and there are many treasures in the house, so mind your manners." The boy did not hear him. Mr. Ozu gave the boy a New Year's present, an envelope no bigger than a name card. The boy knew there was money inside, but it was impolite to open it until he got home. So he smiled his thanks and looked out the window while the grown-ups talked. When he wandered out of the room, no one noticed. The boy put on his coat and went outside. From behind a big rock, he peeked at a tall bird standing in the garden. He took a slow step and stopped. He took another step, and the stones crunched beneath his feet. The bird did not move. Slowly he crept on the noisy stones, holding his breath, eyes fixed on the bird. One step away, he raised his arms. "Ha ha ha!" Bursts of laughter rang out. The boy froze. "That's only a statue, Jiro," father called from the house. "How charming," Mr. Ozu said. The two men laughed together. The boy ran from the bronze crane. He ran until he could not see the house. Still, laughter rang in his ears. "They were watching me the whole time," he said, panting. "Papa thinks I'm foolish, and Mr. Ozu thinks I'm silly. I was only pretending. I was thinking about the Grateful Crane story that Mama read to me. The crane that the woodcutter saved from the trap." Once in old Japan, a young woodcutter lived alone in a little cottage. One winter day he found a crane struggling in a snare and set it free. Late that night, a beautiful woman knocked on his door. She was lost in the snowstorm, and he gladly gave her shelter. She stayed for several days, and sometime later they were married. They were happy, but very poor. The wife saw an old loom in the back room, and she said she would weave something they could sell. But before she began, she made her husband promise not to peek while she worked. For 3 days and 3 nights he heard the creaking and tapping of the loom, but he did not peek. On the 4th morning, the wife, pale and unsteady on her feet, handed him a fold of the most beautiful cloth he had ever seen. He took it to town and sold it to a rich merchant for a handful of gold coins. The two lived in peace and happiness until they were poor again. So the wife made another fold of cloth more beautiful than the one before. The husband sold it for a bag full of gold coins. They were rich, but the woodcutter wanted to be richer, and he asked the wife to weave yet one more piece of cloth. She shook her head, but he pleaded with her until she agreed, wearily. Again, she asked him not to look and disappeared into the back room. On the 4th night, he was overcome with curiosity and peeked. He saw a crane at work, plucking its gleaming feathers and feeding them to the loom. He cried out, and at once the bird became his wife again. "I am the crane whose life you saved," she said. "Ever grateful, I changed into a woman and became your wife. But now that you have broken your promise, I can no longer be a woman." She turned back into a great bird and flew away. As he walked, he saw a small cottage. "It's the woodcutter's house," he said excitedly, and he forgot to close the door. Jiro peeked in shyly and found the house was empty. Sniffing the air, he took off his shoes and crawled in. A folded kimono lay by the fire. "It's too small for a grown-up," he said. "Maybe the woodcutter has a son." Jiro took off his coat and tried on the kimono. It was just his size. Mother usually had to help him with the obi, but this one he could tie behind his back. Suddenly, he felt older. Then Jiro heard a rustling sound outside. "The woodcutter is home!" Jiro slid the door open, ready to apologize for being in the house. But instead of the woodcutter, a tall woman stood on the doorstep. "Welcome, Jiro-san," she said, and bowed. The boy stared. "How did you know my name?" The woman smiled. "Are you the—" he stammered. "Aren't you supposed to be lost in the snowstorm? You're supposed to come later." "It is long past your supper time." She folded the umbrella and closed the door. "Come, you must be very hungry." The woman served him a bowl of soup and then covered the pot with a lid. "I am not hungry," she explained. Jiro put the bowl down. "You're the crane woman, aren't you?" he asked. The woman only smiled. "You were in the bird statue and pretending, weren't you? You saw me coming here, so you opened the door and put the kimono out." "But how did you get here before I did?" Jiro asked. "My, you have a wonderful imagination," the woman laughed softly. "Now eat your soup before it gets cold." The next morning, Jiro asked the woman for a piece of rope. "The snow is too deep to play in," she told him. "I'll go to the forest and gather firewood," he answered. "There's no need for you to go out. I will do a little work," she said. "No!" he cried, and ran from the house. From the edge of the forest, Jiro looked back and waved to the woman. "I'm like Papa going to work in the morning," he thought. "I'm the woodcutter. I'll sell firewood and buy things to eat." All day he searched in the forest and found not even a twig. "The crane woman is hungry," he told himself. "I have to find something I can sell." Suddenly he stopped and shouted, "There's money in that envelope from Mr. Ozu." He rushed out of the forest and saw the cottage with glowing windows. Even before he had reached the house, the woman opened the door. "Welcome back," she said. "Where is the village?" the boy asked. "I can buy something to eat." The village is far, and nothing is open at this hour. Come, sit by the fire, and I will do a little weaving." "No," Jiro cried. The woman took a step toward the tattered door. "Don't go in there," Jiro pleaded. "It will only be for a while, but you must promise not to peek while I work." "No, I'll never peek, never. But don't go. You'll be a—" She disappeared into the dark room. Soon he heard the creaking and tapping of the loom working. "Stop!" he shouted. The creaking went on, the creaking of a door opening. Then he heard voices. "Wake up, son. You're having a bad dream," Father called from the doorway. Jiro sat up and rubbed his eyes. "A charming boy," Mr. Ozu laughed. "Naps in the tea house like a cat." Father chuckled too. "Come, Jiro, it's time to go home." As they left the villa, Father said, "It was easy to find you. You were shouting so." Jiro did not answer. Father turned to where the boy was looking and stopped. "You know, son, for a moment that crane looked real." "It's just a statue, Papa." "And a fine statue, too," Father said. Jiro only smiled. They were home by supper, and by the time the moon rose above the garden of Mr. Ozu, Jiro was fast asleep in his own bed. The end. Cranes are very special in Japan. They're viewed as a symbol of long life and good fortune. They're also a popular subject in origami, the ancient Japanese art of paper folding. Let's learn how to fold our own paper crane with the help of origami expert Will Krebs.
Hi, I'm Will Krebs. I'm here today to teach you how to fold a paper crane. And if you like, you can come to our origami meeting every second Saturday of the month from 10:30 to 12:30 right here at the Alamosa Public Library. To fold a paper crane, we're going to start with a traditional piece of origami paper. It's colored on one side and white on the other. And we're going to start with the white side up, and we're going to fold from edge to edge in half. First in one direction with a good sharp crease. Then we'll unfold and fold in the opposite direction in half from edge to edge. When you're doing this, try to take your time and line up your edges so you get nice, good sharp folds. Then we'll unfold. Now we're going to turn the paper over and fold it in half from point to point along the diagonal. Now we're going to unfold that. Gently flip the paper over, and you should see you have like a light pyramid shape. What we've done is we're using the memory of paper, the ability when you fold it, that it's going to remember which direction the crease is going. And that's going to help us get to our next step. We're going to take our finger, poke it very strong right in the middle of that point. And the paper is going to come up, and then we'll bring all 4 points together at the same time. Just folding on those creases that we've already made. And we'll have this shape. You'll see that you have an open side and a closed sharp point right here, and then 2 flaps on either side. We're going to have the point pointing away from us and the open side down here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take just one of these flaps, and we're going to take this bottom open edge and fold it to the center to make a kite shape. And then we do the same thing on the opposite side on just one of the flaps. good sharp creases again. We can just run our fingernail or the side of our finger along the paper and make sure we've got good sharp creases. Now we're going to unfold that, take our finger and just sort of smooth that crease out, turn the whole piece of paper over, and do the same thing on the other side, making sure that you have the open bottom edge towards you and the point away from you. And once again, you should be able to see a kite shape there with this side of the paper. There's our kite shape. Take that and unfold it. Smooth out those creases. And now what we're going to do is we want this paper to be able to go, this crease that we made right here, to be able to go in both directions. We're going to have to fold it so we give that paper the memory that it can go in both directions. So we're going to take one flap and fold it over to the side. So now we have 3 flaps over here and 1 here. Then we'll turn the whole paper over and now fold the one side that's got 3, fold 1 over so it's even. Now you can see that the crease is going in this direction right here, but we want it to go the other direction as well. So we'll just make sure that's smoothed out, and we'll take this bottom open edge and fold it into the center. Like this, just along that crease. We're not making any new creases, no new folds, just that same one. And then we'll fold the other side to match. And so now we can see our kite shape again. But now what we want to do is we see this top triangle we have right here. We're going to take that triangle and we're going to fold it down towards us and crease along the top. Then we're going to take these hidden trap flaps here and we're going to open them up, keeping this top triangle folded down. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the very top layer of the paper, just going to grab it like this, and we're going to stick our fingers in it and poke it all the way up to the bottom of that triangle. Then we're going to grab this top sheet of paper, pull it up like this, and as we pull it, you can see the sides of the paper, because we folded them in both directions, are coming together almost like a canoe. And we're going to take that all the way up until it opens up and then collapse the sides of that canoe down towards the center. That's called a petal fold that we just did there. And we're going to repeat this on the other side. So we're going to take it, we'll flip our paper over. We're going to take and fold the open bottom edge to the center to make our kite shape on both sides. Just like that. See our kite shape. And we'll take our triangle from the top, fold it down, and then pull these flaps that we folded and release them, keeping our triangle down. Now we'll take just the top sheet of paper from the bottom here, stick our fingers there and open up our little pocket, then grab that and pull it up. We can see the sides of those canoes coming in and collapsing down. Now we have this nice shape, which is called the bird base. And you can see that you have a back here in the center. These are our wings, and this is going to be our neck and our tail. You can even make it flap. Now, the next step, we're going to do the same thing we did when we moved the layers over. We need to go and we need to move just one layer, this one right here. We're going to fold it over. You can see you got 2 here and 2 here. We're going to take that whole layer and we're going to fold it over like that. Then we're going to turn our whole model over. And now we have the 3 layers on this side and 1 on here. Let's even that up. And we're going to take 1 layer here and we're going to fold it over to there. Down here is going to be our neck and tail. And what we're going to do is we're going to make those very thin, because cranes have very thin tails and necks. So we're going to take this whole edge right here and fold it into the center. Almost like we're doing that kite fold again. And we do it on one side and then the other. Now we're going to take our paper, we're going to flip it over, and do the same thing down here. Fold it into the center. And then fold the other side into the center. Just like that. And now we need to rearrange our layers one more time. So we're going to take this side and fold it back over. So we have 3 flaps on this side and just 1 on here. Then we'll turn our whole model over. And now this side has got 3 over here. We're going to take one of those and fold it back over here. And so now that you can see, we've got 2 very, very narrow sides for our neck and for our tail. Now we've got the wings up on top, so we need to bring our neck up as well as our tail up. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by doing some pre-creases, some folds, just so we have the folds in the right spot. We're going to take this point and we're going to fold it out like this. So it's not going straight up, but it's going out a little bit to the front. And then we'll match this side and make it do the same. Then go ahead and put really good strong creases in both of those. So it looks like that, almost like a crown. Then we're going to unfold those, smooth those creases out, turn our paper over, and fold along that same crease line in the opposite direction. So once again, we're giving the paper the memory that it can go in both directions. And we'll fold that one up, and then we'll fold the other side up, and we're just putting those on the same fold line. And then we can unfold them. Now what we're going to do is what's called an inside reverse fold. We're going to fold the crease that we just made, we're going to fold it in between the wings. So we can open this side up like this, and then take our finger and push this whole point up between the wings. And we need to change the direction of this crease right here, but we're going to push it up and then collapse it down. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll open the wings, take the flap and push it up between the wings. It's just going to go along those crease lines that we've already made, and then we're going to collapse it down. So now we've got it all in position here, just like this. I'm gonna fix up a little bit of there. And now we need to make the head. So we're going to take this point right here, and we can make this as big or as little as we want. Or I'm going to make it about that size right there. And so we're going to just fold it down so it's looking forward. Make a good sharp crease, unfold, turn our paper over, and fold it back the other direction along that crease, and make a good strong crease, and then unfold again. And now we're going to open it up and we're going to put it between the flap so it's even on both sides. So you're just going to open it up a little bit, push the head down in between the layers, and then crease it. Here we go, right here like this. Just right there. And we'll just clean up our paper a little bit there. Nice green edge. And there we go. There's your paper crane. And I got one more exciting step to do, and let's go to the other camera for that. All right, so now for the real fun part. We're going to inflate our crane. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the wings, take one hand with one side of the wings and the one with the other, and we're going to blow in the little hole right there. So you hold it like this and just blow gently but firmly and inflate your crane. And then we can take our fingers and we can go and we can just move it out a little bit more. Like this. And open this back up. Just like this. And there you have it. Origami crane.
Sandhill cranes aren't the only cranes found here in North America. Check out North American Cranes by Leslie A. Temple and learn more about these amazing birds. Celebrate the whooping crane, one of the rarest birds in North America, with Song for the Whooping Crane, written by Eileen Spinelli and illustrated by Elsa Warnick. See how some cranes build nests and other cranes build buildings with Crane and Crane. Written by Linda Joy Singleton, with illustrations by Richard Smythe. Thanks for hanging out with me on Storytime Online. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Storytime fun. Until next time.
See ya later, alligator, out in the wild, crocodile. Give a hug, a ladybug, blow a kiss, jellyfish. See you soon, sweet baboon, out the door, dinosaur. Take care, polar bear, love goodbye, butterfly, goodbye.